In Vancouver, we're joining Michael Hunter, President and CEO of Nine Education Group at Nine College. Welcome, Michael, to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Welcome into Vancouver. We see we've got some great weather for you. We brought it out just for you.
Thank you so much. Well, let's go over the quick facts about Nine Education Group first.
Well, Nine Education Group is a Canadian company which focuses on the development and sale of its cloud-hosted ESL curriculum. And we also own and operate an accredited school in Vancouver called Nine College, which focuses strictly on teaching people English as a second language.
Right, and at the moment, how are you attracting your students and where are they coming from?
Our students come from all over the world, quite literally all over the world, and it's one of the great things about this industry is that there isn't a country that doesn't have a need for English as a second language. Really, they find their way to our doorstep through agency agreements with various travel reps in the different countries, and Rachel, word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
You know, the students come here, they have a great time, they go back to their home and they talk about the good experience, and then other people want to follow on and come to Nine College, and there's probably nothing better than word of mouth.
So Michael, lately the stock price has been taking a hit. What's the company doing to turn it around?
Well, there's nothing that will give you a better share valuation than generating revenue. I would look at Nine today and make the case that we're massively undervalued. You look at some of our competitors in the industry running anywhere from $1 up to $70, a share. So if you think about that relative to our 8 cents, Rachel, I'd say that you couldn't pick a better entry point if you're looking around for a good time to get into Nine. If you were into this stock a little earlier when we were up at trading at 25 or 30 cents, I would say this is an outstanding opportunity to average yourself down. The management team is fully committed to securing revenues, which will increase share valuations. And the best thing that we have going for us, Rachel, is an outstanding curriculum. Right. And we hear this everywhere we go. The people who've used the curriculum all say the same thing. Very comprehensive, very easy to use, and most importantly, very effective in teaching people how to learn English. You put those things together with the management team and a good corporate development plan, and you're going to see a great turnaround, and that's what we're going to do for our investors now.
Now, with the cheaper stock price, it is an entry point for new investors.
Oh, absolutely.
But how can they be sure that this is something that they can invest in and it's a smart choice?
Well, if you look at English as a second language around the world, you see massive growth in the industry over the last 15 years. Today, learning languages combined generates about $59 billion a year. Of that $59 billion, $34 billion comes from learning English alone. Right. So if you put that in context, learning English generates more revenue than all of the other languages in the world put together. So if you want to talk about long-term stability, couldn't pick a better language than English.
Your program is great because it's cloud-hosted, so it's very quick updates. Teachers and students alike can get the material as soon as it's updated. What sorts of responses have you gotten from students who take the program?
We have an ability, unlike a textbook publisher, to take an event that happened in the world last month and have it in our curriculum next month, and that not affecting the cost of the students at all. But beyond that, I think people need to realize that our curriculum, more than a 200 or 300 page textbook, actually provides our users over 30,000 pages of resource material, including internet links, embedded exercises, it goes on and on. We specialize in what we call the flipped classroom, which is providing lesson content before it's produced or delivered in class. So when Rachel comes to class the next day, she already has reviewed it.
Gotcha.
We have some great techniques that allow the teachers to understand, again, ahead of class, what part of your student base understands the context or the material, and what part of your student base is really being more challenged. That allows the teacher to manage their time in the classroom more effectively. So coming back to the question specifically, it's all about sales, Rachel. We have a very aggressive plan to develop our sales base in Mexico, where the program has resonated very, very well with academic directors there. We'll be going to the board actually later today to authorize a plan that would see over 20 sales reps in Mexico over the next 12 months.
Great.
Certainly that's going to generate a lot of additional revenue, and there's nothing better for pushing your share valuations up than to generate revenue.
Right. And I understand that recently news came out that you have a new contract here in Canada.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
We are delighted to have Stansted as our newest client, which was announced today. Our discussions actually go back to December of 2016. It took several months to work the agreement out, but we see ourselves delivering the ESL content for their summer camps, which are very, very popular. And then we'll be opening up a year-round ESL school with Stansted through the latter months of 2017.
Right. And how does the pricing work to provide that for Stansted?
Yeah, so we always price by region. So when we're doing cost analysis and we make our revenue projections, we always go to the lowest common denominator, which is Latin America, where we charge $10 a month or $100 a year. To put that into context, Stansted summer camp attendance paid $100 for the month. And the year-round ESL school will be $700 a year as opposed to $100 in Latin America. And really, it's just about being on par with what that region or that country charges for their studies program. So, for example, at Cloud9 College, we charge our students $60 a month for material fees. Well, if you do the math, that's about $700 a year, which is consistent with what we're charging Stansted.
Gotcha. Well, Michael, thank you so much for catching us up with Cloud9.
Delighted to have you here. Thanks for stopping in.
To learn more about the company, you can visit the Investor Hub on SmallCapPower.com.